happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, here with my brother from another big game, James. We back in the building, man. It's been a week. Feels like longer though. So much has happened this past week. But what's going on, James? How you doing, brother?
What's up, big dog? You know what it is. We out here in these streets. Like I said, we out here in these streets. What's good, everybody? Shout out to you, Linda. You know what? I got a lot of love for Linda. That's one Philly fan. I salute. She come in the feed, though. What up, Drew? We becoming friends. It's like we really
It's all
become
love
best.
now.
It's becoming best of enemies for real. You feel me? It's becoming the best of enemies for real. But Linda
It's
comes
all
in.
love.
She came
Yeah,
into a
shout
couple
out
of
to
my
Linda.
feeds. Shout out to her. She comes into a couple of my feeds and she be asking real legit questions. You feel me? Like really talking football. She ain't on the fugazi stuff, and it's just real. It's real respected, and I got a lot of love for her. So I really appreciate her. And that's the way I feel like that's what it's supposed to be, and that's what it's supposed to about. When we created the best of enemies, this is what it was. We the best of
Yeah.
enemies. You saw me and Joe go heated. We go hard at each other. We go ham. We get mad. We didn't had to send messages to each other like, you good? Everything good? Everything okay? We good? But you see how it still rolls every day. So I really appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and shout out to Linda. She sent me $100 super chat the other day. So shout out to
Nice.
her. Yeah, she on a video. I've been meaning to say thank you to her. So thank you, Linda. And shout out to Nathan saying, as I live and breathe as Castro. I have not been able to do a lot of stuff over the week. As you know, James, I do have a regular job. Everybody knows I have a regular job, but
Me
I'm
too.
training to do hibachi. I'm a chef training to do hibachi. So been very, very busy. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm trying to come back. The next couple of weeks should be better for me. But we were talking before we came on here, and I thought it was a good conversation, and I wanted to continue it live before we get into any of the free agency stuff and before we get into our mock draft. But we were talking about the combine, and we went to the Senior Bowl. We, were credentialed for the Senior Bowl last year. I was credentialed for the combine, but it has kind of lost its luster. A lot of players choosing not to, obviously perform this year, choosing not to run, choosing not to throw for some of the quarterbacks. And how much stock do you put in guys running in in shorts and a t-shirt anyways? So I wanted to ask you, and I want to ask everybody in the chat, how important is the combine moving forward? And even going further on that, do you think that the Senior Bowl at some stages maybe replaces what the combine is?
I mean, we were talking about it off air. This is the first year, in my opinion, like I used to always be geeked about the NFL Combine. Yeah, and I did see that. I appreciate you, Linda. I very much appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody in the chat. Keep on coming in the building. Keep on coming up, coming on. But yeah, man, when the combine, when I was younger, the combine was everything. But I'm gonna tell you, one of the reasons why I feel like it got diminished a little bit is because of social media. Because back in the day when we had the combine, when I was coming up, there wasn't a lot of social media, so it was just ESPN, and ESPN was the only one that could really broadcast it for you. And they weren't really broadcasting it; they would just show you bits and pieces. So it got you like, ooh, you were just salivating for it because you're like, ooh, the quarterback did this and he did that. But the more you get into social media, and it's opened the door to see the real life training. Before, dog, you couldn't see the training of the athletes that they do. You couldn't see the trainers. You couldn't see any of that. Now everybody is trying to get a job or show themselves. So you're getting to see the training aspects. You're getting to see all those things that you didn't get to see before. And then, as you said, we went to the Senior Bowl. They're doing all those same type of drills at the Senior Bowl. But
Yeah.
you're playing afterwards. So isn't it better for you to do those type of drills, compete like that, and then you actually get to play afterwards against the players? That's the real evaluation of the players. So that's why I feel you where the Senior Bowl could be taking over it, because to me, once the Senior Bowl was over, I don't want to watch the combine for what I already seen these guys do drills, but I seen them play live. I don't think that. And then when how they used to say, Joe, oh, he ain't going to combine, he ain't trying to compete. Nah, you can't use that one no more, dog. These cats ain't scared. No, they just ain't trying to mess up their value. I don't need to do this combine because it ain't proving nothing. I could go to my pro day, do these same type of drills with these same type of scouts where I can get out more better better evaluation of me than this combine. So why do I need to do it? I think combine is more for like fringe players that really up their status. But the top guys or guys feel like they already did something. I'm not going to the combine either.
Yeah. And last year, something that I learned and that I kind of now I look at the combine a little bit differently. To me, it's not about what happens out on the field. It's not what happens, when they're doing their drills. It's really what they say to these teams, to the media. Like that's really where you can kind of find out something about the player. Now, you can, like you said, social media nowadays, you can literally see Jim Bob from West Dakota running a 4.240. So it's like it kind of messes with the perception of reality a little bit because you see a guy like I think Kyle Hamilton is a good example of it, right? He didn't run a good 40 time, dropped significantly, excuse me, in the draft, and he's one of the better safeties already in the league. We've seen this happen a bunch of different times. We've seen guys that go out there and ball out when it comes to their combine numbers. You look at Byron Jones. Byron Jones was now I won't say a complete nobody before the combine, but going out there and breaking a record got him into the first round. So, it's crazy what it can do for you. I think you're 100% right. Those fringe players can definitely make a name for themselves. But I do think that some people, they put too much into it. I've seen a lot of people being like, oh, I'm not taking him. He ran a 3.4 in his 10-yard splits. Like, bro, do you even know what a 10-yard split tests? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what does that really mean to you? Some people just look at numbers and think that that's the end all be all. I am very, very firm on look at the film. If you have a grade on him from the film, stick with that. You know what I'm saying? The combine can definitely confirm some things, but I don't think that it changes anything crazily or innately. Like I think that a lot of people are kind of taking too much out of the combine. Leave it as it, what it is. Pro days are important now because they want to give their teammates shine, which I think is cool. But I agree with you 100%. I think to think these guys don't want to compete is just crazy. They've spent their whole life, regardless of what they did in college, but obviously in college they fight every day, but they spent their whole life competing and trying to figure out, how to get to the NFL. So I agree with you 100%. I think it was funny that the first question that Caleb Williams got was, are you afraid to compete? That was,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like that. I mean, why are they saying, "Are you afraid to compete?" I mean, you've seen the track record, you've seen them play, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? You get what I'm saying? Like, why are you asking him if he can compete? And you saw him all at USC. You get what I'm saying? You saw him play the game at USC. You saw what he did at USC. He was never afraid. He went to one of the top colleges as far as they're playing. Why would you even trip on that? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of times those reporters go there, they're trying to get a name for themselves too. You were there. You were there last year, and you were saying like a lot of the guys they're rude, they cut in front of you, they're trying to say these astronomical questions, and guess what? When their question gets talked about, they get shown. So I think a lot of it's for them as well. It ain't just for the players. They're just trying to get their name out when they go talk to these players. It's wild, and I just keep on. I kind of bug out over it, but like you said, I just don't feel like it's mandatory. The combine, like we saw Xavier Worthy. He broke the record, did the 4.2. Somebody like him, yeah, because I think he's a smaller type player. So yeah, he might need something like that to kind of boost his stock. But like those top guys, like who's some top guys that just off the top of my head, the cat from LSU, Kenyon Mitchell, Brian Thomas Jr. Those guys they can wait till the pro day. They already gonna be top draft picks. Why do I need to go to combine and feel like anything like that?
Facts, yeah, facts. And Terrell said combine is important. I thought this was a good comment. So he said combine is important. It shows lateral quickness, agility, etc. It does matter. It matters. It's important. I will say that, but I think that you can see all that on film. I think you can, I think you can definitely see what they can do on film. If they're fast in pads, I'm cool. I'm cool. If their game speed is there, I'm cool because they're not going to be running without pads on. So that's really where I come from with it. I mean, but we'll see. We'll see what happens over the next couple of years. I do think the Senior Bowl is getting better and better. So, and you're getting better talent there. So it's going to be tough to keep people coming to the combine because it's so out of the way. And Indianapolis is boring, bro. Like I'll tell you that. Indianapolis is boring as hell, man. But It is what it is. I guess we'll see.
I mean, like I said, when I went out to Indy, I went out there we went out there like twice. Actually, I went out there 3 times. Once with my producer G, like the first year, he invited me out there, and then with me, I went with my girl. Like we went like the last time we went, it was with me and her. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was fun. The experience is fun as far as you being able to get right there and
Yeah,
see it. But it's like I said, it's
there's
not
nothing
like
to do out there.
you're not putting that stock on I don't care the combine. If you looked at around across the board in social media, I don't think the combine was ooh like the combine was that thing anymore. It was back in the day, but nah, I don't see that any longer.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll go back though. Don't don't get me wrong.
I
NFL, if
mean,
you watching this, you could you could
if they want to give me
eventually
a
get.
media credential to go to the combine, I'm never going to turn it down.
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? I mean, like I said, I feel like the Senior Bowl really took over what we're talking about with the combine, especially because it's right before it. I feel like it took a lot of the luster of the combine off.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So I do want to. We are going to do our, third now. It will be our third mock draft. So that's always fun. We're probably going to do a million before the actual draft starts. But yeah, my Eagles do need a center. I guess we'll talk about that before we get into free agency because that does have to do with free agency, and I don't think we talked about that. I don't think I talked about that at all on YouTube at all recently. But shout out to everybody. We got over 100 people in the chat already. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. The Eagles did lose. One of their best players of all time. I will say that Jason Kelsey is one of the best Eagles of all time, hands down. It hurt. I'm going to be 100% honest. I teared up. I'm getting a little choked up right now just thinking about it. It sucks losing a guy of that, status, of that stature. He was the Eagles. He was the face of the Philadelphia Eagles for a long time. So it hurts. I think that the Eagles are in a good spot, though. We did kind of plan for this, right? You got Cam Jurgens that you can move to center. There are some good center prospects in this draft, which we'll get to. It sucks. I'm not going to sit here and act like it's nothing. It's definitely something. And I hope that we can figure it out. I hope that, we don't miss too much of a step, but it sucks losing them. And on the same, kind of line of thought, you guys just saved $13 million, if I'm not mistaken, on Zach Martin. What's your thoughts on that? What do you think that's going to be utilized in the right way? I know you guys are kind of iffy about your front office right now, but how do you see that kind of being into play in free agency?
So first of all, shout out. I got a little message right quick from my stepson, Marcus. His name is Kid Columbus. He's a boxer out here in Ohio, and he's got a fight today. So I want to give him a good shout out and a good luck for him today. He won his last match. What's up, Etta? Shout out to you, Paul. He just won his last match. I think his last boxing match like last month, and so he's got another one right now. So, and I think it's starting to move up for him. So I'm getting excited. You feel me, to see him from afar, to see, okay, I know, but now you kind of really kind of showing this. So now I'm like, okay, I think this something might happen for you. So just hopefully everything goes good for that. But as far as the Zach Martin thing with the 13 million, dog, I mean. We hear so much. We hear so much of it. Money open, restructures. You can do Diggs. You can do Terrence Steele. Michael Gallup, I think, is going to be a post-1 June cut. I think they're going to save some money with that. Obviously, you can sign Dak Prescott. Obviously, you can sign CeeDee Lamb. So all kind of money could be open. But like I said, I'm like Kodak Black. Have you ever seen that song? Heard that song called "Let Me See, Let Me See, Let Me See"? I'm like that with Stephen Jones because we ain't seen it. He's already kind of been linked with Eric Kendricks because he's been released from the Chargers and he's already had a little bit of rapport. He played the 7 years with Mike Zimmer, Green Dot. And he's 32 years old. That's perfect, Stephen Jones. And you already been cut. You're 32 years old. It's like the perfect thing for Stephen Jones. So I already think like he's going to be linked. But in my opinion, if you got this money open, people talking about, well, Tyron Smith can come back because now there's money free. If they were talking about underpaying him, I don't care. Just whatever y'all going to do with Tyron Smith. I don't even care no more about that. But what I'm saying is, why don't you when we get ready to jump into the draft, right? I was just thinking about this, Joe. Why don't you ever just get you a up-and-coming linebacker and have him for a good 4 years, like a Jordan Brooks who's you're probably going to pay a little bit of money, right? but you know what you're getting in this dude. You are, and he's only 26 years old, so it's not like he's old. So that could be like a draft pick. So if you get a younger player in the draft and you really want to play him, why don't you get an up and coming guy, spend a little money on him, and you know he's going to be in your program at least 4 years, and he's going to be on a high end. I'm
Yeah.
about to freeze.
Oh, there you go. Go ahead. My bad.
Can I freeze?
No, you good.
Okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that I feel like that's our problem. Dallas always wants to get the guys when they're 32, 33, when they're on their third contract, when they're basically like, there ain't no market for me. So yeah, I'll take that. I don't like that method because it's basically putting the onus on your guys, put everything on your quarterback, and you're not really doing things to really build around him and really take that team over the hump. I said it on a show before you. I said, man, how we get on my damn nerves, but we can't honestly say that him going out and get AJ Brown and making those shrewd moves that they did that year didn't help y'all get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And this year is a huge year set up really well for us too. Like, I mean, everything we need is out there in free agency. And it's crazy because you bring up the older guys, and the Eagles do that too. The Eagles love to get those, before it was like 28. That was like our sweet spot, like 28 coming off your second contract. We get you for kind of cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like a Malcolm Jenkins comes to mind. We did that a lot with our safeties. But it's kind of finding that balance, because I've been looking at like the team and what we have and what we need. And you look at the draft, you look at free agency, if you can just marry those two, perfectly, and I'm sure every NFL team wants to do that, but if you can marry those two perfectly, you have everything you need. You know what I'm saying? You can get some really good young linebackers in the draft, some really good young linebackers in the free agency, safeties, cornerbacks. This is probably one of the best free agencies I remember. I can't remember a free agency this packed. I mean, everywhere you look, there's good wide receivers, great running backs, really. Everywhere you look, maybe tight end is kind of, lacking, but like outside of that, there's good players almost at every single position. So I wanted to kind of take a quick look, and I want to give you the GM hat for Dallas real quick, because I know a lot of Dallas fans probably don't think that he's going to actually do anything, but I want to know what you would do. All right. So I want to know, taking a look at these free agents, can you see it at all?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So we'll take a look down at these free agents. I want you to pick. I'll do the same thing. I want you to pick 3 players, any position, any whatever, that you would go after. That you obviously Monday is when they can start kind of legally tampering. Who are 3 players that you would go after from this list? I can go to any position or anything like that.
And not like real life or make believe.
If you were the GM, so I guess make believe. Like if you were the GM.
If I could go for 3 players, first of all, I'm attacking Chris Jones from Kansas City. He's a very top. Yeah, Chris Jones. I'm probably gonna pay some money for that, but you know what? I'm gonna work it to where I'm gonna use the Cowboy thing against him, whatever. I'm not against him, but for us to help us. But I'm going after a guy like that, and then I might, you know what? I ain't gonna go too crazy after that. I'll calm down after that. Scroll down. Then we'll go after the Derrick Henry. We'll do the Derrick Henry because we're going to get that running back. We're going to get that D-tackle. We're going to get that running back. And then let's find us a good linebacker. Where's a good linebacker at?
I can go linebackers.
Oh, no. You know what? I'm going to go with, remember I told you Jordan Brooks? I'm going to go with the Jordan Brooks as my linebacker. I'm going to go with Chris Jones as my D-tackle. And I'm going to go with a Derrick Henry as my running back.
I respect it. We got Avonte Maddox out there as a free agent. You don't need a corner. I like that. There's so many good players. Austin Eckler's out there. Eric Kendricks, like you said, Leonard Floyd, Patrick Peterson just got cut. If I'm Howie, and I trust Howie this year for some weird reason, I trust Howie. If I'm Howie, I'm getting Barkley. I'm gonna be real with you. Off rip, I'm getting Saquon Barkley. I don't know what it's gonna take to pay him to get him in Philadelphia, but it seems like he would take a little bit of a cut if he would come on down to Philly. There's been so much talk, especially from Philly fans, that he's he's this, he's that, he's not that good, he's overrated, he's injury prone, he's Saquon Barkley. I will take Saquon Barkley any day, and I will bet on his health. I really would. And if it was me, this isn't going to be part of my picks, but if it was me, I would pair him with a guy like DeAndre Swift. I would spare no cost. I would pay $15 million to have two really good running backs. And I think you pay $9 million to Saquon, you give $6 million to DeAndre Swift, you have one of the best, if not the best, back end in the backfield in the league, in my opinion. And then linebackers, I want to see who they have as linebackers. I know there's a couple guys that I like. Let me just see real quick before I talk out my rear end. You kind of came up with Brooks a little bit too easily. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I've
been following him. You know what I'm saying? I want him. You know what I mean? So I want him on the squad. Like I said, he's 26. He came back from an injury. You feel me? So it wasn't a great year, but coming back as quickly as he did from that knee injury and still getting 100 tackles. I think he got a pick six. I think he had some 8 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. He's an active player. He has good size. He can play multiple positions. He can automatically be a weak side linebacker, and I feel like he can automatically come in and make a difference. So I'm with that. And like I said, my big guy would be Chris Jones, because that will solidify our front. I feel like that's what we will be talking. He solidifies that front instantly, and you get your off-ball linebacker, you get your weak side linebacker. You already got a Micah Parsons, and then you get a Derrick Henry for a year or two, and you can still re-sign a Tony Pollard. You can still draft a guy later. Maybe you don't feel like you got to reach, and then I feel like you could.
Yeah, there's a lot of good. So I know that the Eagles have been talking, or I don't know if they've been talking to him, but there's been a lot of rumors about us going after Bryce Huff. I wouldn't be mad at that. He had a good year last year. He's obviously still pretty young. He'll be 26 by the year start next year. I would not be mad at that. If we're talking dream world, I would love Patrick Queen. If we're talking dream world, I would love to have a Patrick Queen on this team. But if I had to pick and kind of try to keep it realistic, I would probably say like a Frankie Louvu. I think he would work for the Eagles. I would love to have him. So him, Saquon Barkley, and I want to look at safety because I'm thinking Simmons. But I just want to make sure that I would go Justin Simmons. I know he's older, and this is kind of what I was saying with if you can marry the draft with the free agency, right? Like if you can get a good veteran safety like a Justin Simmons, right? If you get a Justin Simmons and then you still get a Malik Mustafa in the draft, a Cole Bishop, a guy that you can have grow behind Justin Simmons and be your future, I think that's a win-win. So I would love that. That's kind of like my dream scenarios right there. Love to see it. I don't know if it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But that was a quick little free agency frenzy with us. I just wanted to see kind of where your head was, where you got kind of maybe thought the Giants head was, the Cowboys head were. There we go. All right. So now I do want to get into a draft. I want to get into a mock draft before we get out of here. We're already almost at 30 minutes. I didn't realize we've been talking that long. It didn't feel that long. It felt way shorter. I'm not going to lie. It did not feel like it was 30 minutes.
That combine thing took a lot of it up.
Yeah, I didn't realize that we were already talking about that. All right. So I do want to get into the draft. I want to see what we're going to do because obviously things changed for the Eagles and things obviously changed for the Cowboys as well mid-draft last week. So I want to see where our heads are now. I'm going to pull it up right now. Just give me 1 second, you guys. I'm trying to give y'all nice little, graphics to look at while I pull it up. All right. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Hopefully the chat doesn't get into y'all way too much. If it does, I will move it. Just let me know, guys. So 7 rounds. Do you want to do trades in this one?
I mean, we can, but do I really think my team is trading? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good on this. I'm gonna be real. I don't know if I want to. Let me look at what we got. We got. All right, so I'll answer this because I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Why? You got to get a replacement for Kelsey." If I'm the Eagles, I'm not. I'm not. I would love Jackson Powers Johnson. Don't get me wrong. I would not be mad at that pick, but you got a guy that can play center. Move Cam Jurgens back to center. I don't think that he's the best of guards. I think that he was more made for center. So I don't think that you have to take Jackson Powers here. I would not be mad at it, but I don't think you have to take him. Um, Chop Robinson feels like somebody you have to take. I'm not gonna lie, especially knowing Howie Roseman and knowing what they want to do. I personally would take Cooper DeJean. A lot of people are starting to fall off on him. People are starting to not like him, which I don't really understand. What are your thoughts on Cooper? How do you feel about Cooper?
What's up, Cooper? Who?
Cooper DeJean, the cornerback.
Oh, that's
Jason
funny.
Sehorn.
That's funny. I want to talk about that because that's funny because I made the comment already how Cooper DeJean, they're going to compare him, like you said, to Jason Sehorn. They're going to compare him to a white player. Why don't they compare him to a black player? It's okay to compare him to a black player. It's all right. Because I seen Daniel Jeremiah compared him to Eric Weddle.
They're gonna find every single one. They're
gonna find everyone. But Cooper DeJean, he cool. I'm not touching him right now. Like at the early pick, I feel like he could be a corner type safety, and I feel like he's probably gonna be more than a safety, anything like that. But Cooper DeJean, not for me.
I see. All right, so let me explain it. And shout out to Nathan Hoffman and Eagles has landed. I think they just said that Brandon Graham just re-signed with the Eagles. So shout out to him. He's on his farewell tour. Shout out to Brandon Graham. Excited to have him back. That's a good signing. That's a good signing. They didn't utilize him much last year, but he was still pretty effective. So I'm excited to see him back. But Cooper DeJean, he can do so much. And I don't know what it is you want him to do. That's really why I have a little bit of trepidation when it comes to Cooper DeJean. Is he going to be a full-time safety? Is he going to be your cornerback? I really do believe he can do both. I think he would be an amazing safety because then you can kind of put him wherever you want. But I think he's a really, really, really good player. I really do. I'm high on him. I'm not as high on him as other people may be, but I'm definitely not as low on him as a lot of people seem to be. A lot of people just maybe I shouldn't say this, but a lot of people seem to not like him because he's white. And I'm not saying you. I'm definitely not saying you. But like a lot of comments on Facebook or on Twitter and stuff that I see whenever I pick him is just like, oh, he's too white. Like it's kind of weird. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm going to take Chop Robinson. I just said all that really for no reason. The Eagles need an edge. Chop is a high ceiling guy. Again, production might not like wow you, but he has all the tools. And people are probably sick of hearing all the tools, but Chop got all the tools, so we're gonna go with Chop Robinson. Yeah, that's not a bad. I'm trying to give you the world.
Damn. Who does that want? That's too far down, though, bro.
Yeah,
that's too far down. I can't do that. That's too far down. I got a lot of picks, but everybody gonna be going by then. I know I'm cool.
Hold on, before you go, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but we just got some news that came in from Jeff McClain about the Eagles. Now, this will probably make a lot of Cowboys fans happy. Obviously, the Eagles have been talking about moving on from Reddick as far as a trade. And Josh Sweat, our other edge rusher, just came up in conversations, and we've been fielding calls for weeks, apparently. That was a report. But they're saying that it's not an either or situation. So they're not talking about they'll trade or either Hassan or Sweat. If they can move both, they will.
Damn.
So I don't know how to feel about that. I'm not gonna lie.
Man.
Yeah, that's a big one. I picked the right guy, apparently.
Dang. That's crazy. Y'all both guys gonna be gone, but I don't want that trade. Get that out of here.
That would change our whole team. Defensively.
All right, so who we got? So I'm up now?
Yes, sir.
And that's what's available?
Yes, sir.
See, everybody gonna be mad at me. Did your boy from LSU get taken?
It looks like it.
Yep.
Brian,
Yep. and you see Keon Coleman sitting right there, him or Jackson Power Johnson, what would I do? What would I do? What would I do?
I
Or
guess the
Troll
real question is, you trying to get your fans mad, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Am I trying to get the fans mad? Am I trying to get the fans mad? I'm gonna go Jackson Power Johnson because if Brian Thompson Jr. ain't there, I feel like he's more explosive than that, than Keon Coleman. So I'm gonna go ahead and holler at him. We got our center. Yeah, this
Now,
is going.
I do think the Eagles would be open to a trade in the first round. I will say that, but I just didn't like any of the picks that they were giving me. This is not bad, however. To get the number 62 pick and the 93 pick for number 50, and I pick at 53 anyways, I think I'm going to take this. I think I'm going to take this because I see like 5 people that I would not be mad at. So I'm going to accept that. And then, of course, they took Cam Kitchens. I'm not going to trade again. That's just unrealistic. Now, here is where you can get your guard, right? If you want to move Cam Jurgens to center, you can go ahead and take Cooper Beebe. I think that would be a great pick. They already took my boy Haynes, huh? No, they didn't. So I could take Haynes, I guess. Is he still here? I don't see him. Looks like they took him. Either way, Christian Haynes is a guy that I love. You know that. I'm between Cooper and I'm between both the Coopers, I guess. Cooper Beebe and Edgerrin Cooper. Because I could wait for another linebacker. Who do we have at safety? See, this is what I mean. Like, if you go ahead and get like a Bo Brady, a Cole Bishop, Javon Bullard, even a Bullock, a Mustafa, there's a lot of guys. So I think I'm going to go with Edgerrin Cooper. Get that linebacker rebuild going. You got some offers here.
Nope.
Damn, they want you to go all the way down.
All right, so you damn, you wouldn't. I say I hate you, bro. You always taking Hedrick Cooper right before me.
I got to, man, because I already know Braden Fisk at 54. That's probably the highest I've seen him go.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Cleveland would do a pick like that, though.
Yeah.
All right, so who we got at receiver right now?
I'm sorry, my bad. I just spaced out.
I know. I was like, what?
Got some dogs. Got some
Yeah,
dogs.
I got some
Got your boy
dogs.
Leggett.
Yeah, but I think that would be a reach to hit him at 2, second round. Let's see what my linebackers is looking like. I know if I don't take my boy Peyton Wilson, now he's gonna be gone. I feel it.
Yeah.
But I still could have a Cedric Gray. I think Cedric Gray
Who's
is
your
still
next
coming.
pick? Next pick will be 87.
30 picks. Y'all don't think Leggett? I like him. You know how much I like Leggett.
He's a Cowboys fan.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to receivers.
Going with Leggett?
Yeah, I'm going with my guy Leggett.
Damn, he had a 9.92 on the Raz. That's crazy. Damn, they took Max Melton. That was gonna be my pick. I'm not.
Thank you. I know
that was gonna be my pick, bruh. Damn, I saw somebody's mock draft and they had Max Melton all the way in like the 7th round. I was like, bro, if he falls that far, I will lose my mind. All right, Chris Boswell is not a terrible guy, but we already got our edge player. I wouldn't be mad at getting a running back here, to be honest with you. Jonathan Brooks would make sense. A wide receiver would make sense. Actually, a wide receiver would make a lot of sense. Kalen Carson would make a lot of sense here too. Dang, this is actually kind of hard.
Mm.
Now when it gets hard, nobody wants to comment and tell me who to pick.
Yeah, look, everybody quiet. We're gonna leave you at the edge. We're gonna leave
Yeah, like you got this. You got it. You figure it out.
you got it. You got it. You got it.
Dang. All right, so I'm between Peyton Wilson and just say screw it, grab both them boys. Kalen Carson and a wide receiver, to be honest. Because I wouldn't mind getting Roman Wilson. But I think he'll be there for my next pick. You know what? I'm gonna go with my gut, and I think that the Eagles are really gonna go all in trying to fix this defense. So I'm gonna get Peyton Wilson.
Man, dog, come on, bro.
I'm sorry. I was gonna wait for
Oh, you
Jeremiah
just doing
Fry.
no, you done. You just doing it on purpose now. You just like the Eagles. I swear it, bro. Ain't Cowboys fan. Ain't he just hating right now? Bro, he's just totally hating right now.
Yeah, I know that's my guy. You know that's my guy. Damn,
Man,
Walker
come
just
on.
went.
Come on, man. All right. Let's go. Okay, so we got my receiver. I got my offensive lineman. Let me what is linebackers I got left? See what I can play around with.
You said your wide receivers?
No, linebackers.
Linebackers. Yeah, you could take my boy, get Philly man.
See, I knew that was gonna happen.
He's undersized though, and that's kind of what y'all trying to get away from, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
knew it was gonna happen. Yeah, I mean, I knew it was gonna happen. Let's play like I was GM, and then we went into the draft. Okay, are we playing it like that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So now, if I got my D tackle and I got my Jordan Brooks, I'll go ahead and take a Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Philadelphia would hate that. We would hate to see that.
I'll go ahead and take him. I know his dad probably would too.
Yeah, his dad would probably be like, you know what, just stay. go to another. I don't know. Go to arena football for a year. I don't mind this trade. I really don't. I don't hate that trade. I just want to see where. You already know who I want to get, so I might be able to still get him and not have to. Because when's my next pick? 97, 160. Kalen King, that would be interesting. I'm gonna take that. Oh, Braylon Allen, boy Brady. I'm gonna take that trade. Damn, they took Johnny Wilson. All right. Did I take a wide receiver yet? No, right? All right. I'm gonna go. Do I go defense again? I'm gonna go running back this time. I'm gonna go with Braylon Allen. I see a lot of people that love this kid. I mean, he's good. I like him too. I don't think I've ever picked him in a draft, but the Eagles need a running back. Even if we do get a Saquon Barkley or a DeAndre Swift or whoever we re-sign, our depth was just not that good last year. So I think Braylon Allen will get some quality snaps, and we got to figure it out. It's even if we do sign somebody in free agency, it's probably going to be like a 1-year deal. So I'm going to go with Braylon Allen. Damn, the Eagles backed up on the board.
Man, I told you them damn picks. You seen my tweet where I was mad about it all. Y'all got 4 picks.
We got a bunch of picks. We got too many picks almost.
In the top 100. That pisses me off.
Now y'all might call this a reach. I don't care. I'm going with Malik Mustafa. I think he is the most unique and versatile defensive back outside of probably Cooper DeJean in this draft. So I'm going with him. Damn, I got more picks. I thought I had it off for a second. Oh, we'll make this easy. I'm going with Theo Johnson. We need a tight end. That was easy. Damn, I'm back again.
It's crazy, man.
I feel like this is a yearly thing now. Every year.
Yeah, man. And y'all always ahead of us, and y'all always are getting all our picks that we want. Like you do it on purpose, like in real life and in stimulation. Like every time, it's like y'all know what we want and y'all go get them.
Yeah, you ain't lying. I think I'm gonna make this one pretty easy too. Who we got at guard actually? Cohen isn't the worst pick right here, honestly. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Cohen. Yeah, we're gonna go with Javion Cohen. Damn, I got mad freaking picks. All right. I wanted to go with him in the first place, so I'm gonna go with him now. Jordan Jefferson, get that interior line going. And say less. I know we met up with Audrey Phillips. I wouldn't be mad at that. But you remember seeing Jarvis Brownlee at the Senior Bowl. That boy was physical. So I liked watching him. I would not mind seeing him on the field.
Hmm.
Now you finally get to go again, brother.
Bro, everybody's gone. Um, what do I want to do? Okay, damn, they got Jordan. You wouldn't see what I'm saying, bro. You took Jordan Jefferson.
I had to. I had to get somebody on that D line. Gabe Hall is a dog, though. Gabe Hall was somebody I was definitely thinking about.
You feel me, Terrell? How you gonna draft two linebackers? You feel me? Like they just
Got
doing this
to.
thing. He took three of my players, like almost damn near four of my guys.
You see our linebackers? Our linebackers are trash.
Man, I don't care. You did that on purpose. All right, so let me see here. Okay, I got my receiver, I got my O line, I got my center, I got me a linebacker, Jeremiah Trade. Okay, good. Um, let me see what we looking at. Do I want to hit a corner? Can I see what cornerbacks was looking like?
There's some good ones. There's still some good ones.
I like the corner hard. Phillips. I got to get my cornerback game back on.
I will say Quantez Stiggers is a guy that people keep on telling me about. I've seen a couple of his games. I can't sit here and say I know everything about him, but a lot of people have been telling me that to keep an eye out for him. So that's somebody I have to actually go watch today. I'm off today, so I'm gonna go watch some more film.
Mm, 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 mm. You see Kamal Hayden, I don't. That's a reach. I wouldn't. That's why I can get him later. Don't leave him alone. Oh, let me see an edge. Is there any good edges left?
Gabriel Murphy, Miles Cole's all right. Eric Watts
Uh,
was at the Senior Bowl.
yeah, Miles Curry is all right. This is tough, dog.
Once you get to this point of the draft, it's like you're drafting, traits. You're not necessarily,
Right,
you know what I
and
mean?
then this is our fifth round. You feel me? It's our fifth round. I feel like I need an edge though now. And then I need an edge in a corner in these next two rounds for real, for real.
I feel like there's more corners than edges right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. You know what? Let me go to corner. I'm gonna get my corner. Yeah, because I see that edge. Okay, I can get my corner. Like so, I like. Tell me your thoughts on Daquan Hardy.
He's good. He's really good. The Eagles. Penn State, was he like 6'1"? Yeah, he's
Uh,
short.
it's
He's
short.
short.
That's too
I know
short.
one of them was really short. It was either him or the other dude that I think he already got taken. I forget his name already.
No, we
But
still
yeah, I
got.
mean,
We got the fifth. We don't have a fourth. We got a fifth. That's accident. We got a fifth because we lost our fourth because of Trey Lance. But I think we
mhm.
picked up a compensatory sixth and seventh. I think.
Yeah, I think you guys got I got it in front of me actually. I got
I
you.
think we got two compensatory picks.
Yeah, so you guys got two of them, and they are in the sixth and the fifth. Yep.
I'm gonna hit that Nehemiah Pritchard.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like him. He's like 6'1". Yeah, 6 feet. I think you're back up
Oh
next.
yeah, I think I might be back up. Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right, so go to my edge guy. Scroll down, scroll down. Okay, so we're in the sixth now, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna take Jalen Harrell from Michigan.
Can't go wrong with the Michigan boys. That defense was nasty last year.
At least late. I ain't doing it early. I'm scared. They scare me. All right, and let's see. Go to
Mm.
just overall. Yeah, let me get my guy Jaden Crumity. I probably should have got a running back, but I didn't. All
That's
right,
that
now
Fletcher Cox school of defensive tackles right there.
now go to running back. Now let me get my guy from Marshall.
Racine Ali. Rasheen Ali.
hmm hmm
And that's that. That's that. You want to go over your picks real quick?
All right, so first pick Jackson Powers Johnson. That was tough because who else? I can't remember who else we had out there. But I
Keon
think it was
Coleman, I think we
Keon
had.
Coleman and Troy Fontano.
Yep.
That would have been a good pick as well because I believe he's NFL ready. He's ready to hit the ground running. Um, Keon Coleman, I like Keon Coleman, but you feel me? I just feel like I think that's a little bit of a reach at 24 just for me. Just for me, I think he's like right at the cusp, but I think, he doesn't have the blazing speed. He's like a poor man's Des Bryant, you feel me? But I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go with that Jackson Power Johnson because we both saw him. You loved him. We both saw it. We saw him out there in them streets. We saw how he can hit the ground running with the team. And he's already got another working guy in TJ Bass from last year. You can kind of get them acquainted, started, kind of get that line bowling. So I think that's a pick. I think everybody would love that pick and can't go wrong with him. Xavier Leggett may have dropped a little bit because his season, wasn't a guy that had high numbers in his years with the team, but I don't know, something about Xavier Leggett. I just feel like he's going to be really good. He's a Dallas Cowboy fan. You and me both talked when he was interviewing. He just had that look like he's just going to be a really good player. And he fits that mold, 6'1", 227. He ran a great 40. That will really help him. And Dallas needs a receiver that can take the top off the defense, Joe, and a tall guy. I mean, that's why I wanted that Brian Thomas Jr. I feel like he would be a perfect fit with the team now with CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks this year. He would be perfect. So I'm pushing that in the air right now. So I'm hoping that. Then Jeremiah Trotter Jr., good linebacker. I feel like he has some speed deficiencies. Size is good, but I think he might, have some struggles, going attacking running backs out the backfield because he doesn't have that high end speed. But he has those traits. And when you have those traits, I feel like that pushes you over the top. Your dad would play the game, he played it the right way, and I feel like he would too. Sorry, Jeremiah Senior. I know you wouldn't love seeing him in the Cowboys uniform, but Dad going it, we'll take it. Especially if we got a Jordan Brooks and then we throw a Micah Parsons back at linebacker, and then you still got a guy like Damone Clark who you don't want to throw away. You get what I'm saying? He's still young in the game, so you feel better about your linebacker corps, in my opinion. And then when we hit the Nehemiah Pritchard, I like his size, 6 foot, and he got some good physicality. Not the super fast guy, but he has good enough speed. I feel like he comes in and can compete with the cornerback room. Maybe he takes the Jordan Lewis spot. If he goes, you still have an Eric Scott from last year who was your draft pick. You get to see him. Hopefully, if Trevin Diggs comes back from that injury, I'm worried about it after the second year. Obviously, we saw Deron Bland take that next step, which was exciting to see. And then you got some other guys in the fold, so I think he'd be there to compete. Jalen Harrell got to see his dad. Interviewed him myself. I feel like that's a good pick for him at that sixth round. Can play the edge, can play outside backer. I believe he can play more of your outside backer for you. So I feel like he's more of that hybrid guy. He has good physicality. One thing I noticed about that Michigan defense, they were very physical and they played strong. So I think that's a good attribute that the Dallas needs on their defense. Jaden Crumedy, the Mississippi guys, man. I mean, number one, Mississippi is the number one, I believe, recruiting, hotbed as far as bringing talent. Mississippi, I believe, is number one. And bruh, I interview a lot of Mississippi kids. They are the truth. And Jaden Crumedy had a great interview with them. He can flex out many positions, the 3, the 4. He can even do some 5. I even said he could do that. And where the Dallas would be picking him, he could be a sneaky guy. You feel me? Maybe he doesn't get in that rotation now. Maybe, we like to see what he can do in the preseason. You can stash him, but I feel like he has a little bit of upside that you can bring in. And Rasheen Ali, I saw a little bit of get-go from him when we watched him in Senior Bowl. I saw some not really super explosiveness, but I saw how he can get in and out that hole really good. I seen how he can catch the ball out the backfield. I like his pass catching abilities, and I feel for the 7th round, that's a good pick for him. Obviously, we're talking about if you got the Derrick Henry with the Tony Pollard, if you got the Chris Jones up front, if you got the Jordan Brooks, I feel like he settles in perfectly with that rotation as a third back who can do multiple things for you.
Definitely, I like him. He was fun to watch at the Senior Bowl too. He was shifty. That boy was shifty. And he just kept popping out. I felt like every 5 minutes we were like, "Hey, is that kid from Marshall again? Is that kid from Marshall again?" So yeah, I respect it. I respect it. And now my 5 million picks that got your chat's mad at me, bro. They're mad at me.
Yeah, we mad at you because you took all our guys on purpose, bro. Like you literally took all our guys on purpose. Literally.
Hey, the board fell to me. It did well for me. If the Eagles, I've done about 5 different mock drafts at least. That if the Eagles did it, I would be so elated. Like there's a lot of good players in this draft. So I went ahead and I took a hometown kid and Chop Robinson, Penn State, obviously. I think, like I said, when I picked him, the numbers might not, jump off the board to you or off the paper to you, but he has all the traits. He can do a little bit of everything. We are looking like we're going to need to replace 2 edge rushers, maybe at least 1. So Chop would definitely fit into Philly. I think that he would be a great player for the Eagles. Edgerrin Cooper and Peyton Wilson are my top 2 linebackers in this class. So being able to get both of them would be huge for the Eagles, especially, just knocking it out, man. I think that if we're able to get Edgerrin Cooper and Peyton Wilson, they both do different things. Edgerrin Cooper to me is a little bit more of an all-around guy. Peyton Wilson probably a more of a off-ball linebacker type guy. I think that they would work perfectly together, and I think that they would work well with Nakobe Dean. So I love it. I'm happy that y'all hate it. I hope that's what happens.
Mm-hmm. That's what y'all gonna be doing.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. I'll be happy. Braylon Allen. I've been hearing so much about this guy. I do like him. I've seen some of his games. I've seen some of his workouts and everything. He's good. He's a big guy. He's very tempting as far as his stature and his ability as far as his agility goes, his speed, and then you add in the size. All that combined definitely makes him a tempting prospect to want to grab. So haven't grabbed him before. We'll take Braylon Allen in this one. I'm cool with that. Malik Mustafa. I would love Malik Mustafa. I'm not going to keep on saying it. You guys know I like Malik Mustafa a lot. So I think 104 is perfect for him, right outside of the top 100. If they went 97 for Malik Mustafa, I would not be mad. I'm gonna be honest with you. Theo Johnson, we went Penn State again. I loved him at the Senior Bowl. Remember, I kept saying how Theo Johnson kept jumping out at me. I loved what I was seeing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, either him or Jared Wiley got player of the week. It was one of the two, but they both were really, really good. So if we got Theo Johnson, I'd love that. The Eagles need to figure out what they're gonna do down the line once, Dallas Goedert is not getting any younger, and he's not really staying healthy throughout the season. So we got to find somebody that can kind of take that role if necessary. Javion Cohen, another guy. I mean, we need a guard. I don't think that he'll be a guy that goes out there and starts year 1. But you put him with Stout, you put him behind, and put him in a competition with Steen. I think that would be a lot of fun to watch because Steen, while we did draft him to be a guard, I don't think that that's going to be his position. I think that he did better as kind of a swing tackle. So we'll see. Obviously, nothing's, in ingrained yet, but Javion Cohen, I think at the very least would go out there and give some good competition. Jordan Jefferson, I think would be added to our rotation right away. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I think that he would just be somebody that can kind of spell a Jordan Davis, you know what I'm saying? Maybe give you a little bit more athleticism, but Jordan Davis is going to have to sit sometimes. I think that if you sit Davis for Jefferson, you still get a lot of the same things as far as run stopping goes. And Jordan Davis, a lot of people want to hate on Jordan Davis. He was top 10 in run stopping last year. So he did his job. He did what he was supposed to do. Jarvis Brown-Lee, I don't know what he's going to be in the league. I'm going to be 100% honest with you, but I am so intrigued. He has good size, and he is just so sticky. He's just so aggressive. And again, I saw him at the Senior Bowl, and every time I saw him doing a rep, it just felt like he was in a fight. Like when you see some guys play in the position, it looks like they're trying to finesse it. They're trying to figure out what the wide receiver's trying to do. It felt like he wanted the wide receiver to put his hand in his chest type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted to fight every receiver, and I loved it. So I would love it. I would love to see him on this team. I don't know what he would be for this team. I don't think that he would start right away. I don't think that he would be necessarily, taking over anybody's job. But at the same time, I think that it would be fun to watch. So I'm all for it. Jarvis Brown-Lee, welcome to Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? So I hate that this does that. Just make it easy for me. Just make it easy for me. Yeah. But shout out to everybody in the chat. We got over 200 people in the chat, man. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe wherever you are. I know a lot of people are on the Twitter side, so follow both of us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, look, this draft, we're going to probably change up who we pick almost every single time. There's so many good players, and there's so many different ways that this draft can fall. You really don't know who's it. I've seen top guys fall as far as like the top 10 players that we all think are going to go. I've seen them fall in mock drafts, and that's what mock drafts are for, to kind of just, an exercise and really just learning who these players are. That's really all that matters with these mock drafts. But I mean, I feel good about mine.
I mean, you should, because you took all our players. I mean, you should feel great that you just, like you should feel excellent that you just took all our players. I mean, seriously, that was the you just got me shaking my head, dog. Like I'm like looking at these players, like, come on, bro, don't. For real,
it just fell so well.
No, it really it really did. It fell away because, like I said, this mock draft was the steal draft. He stole all the players. You feel me? But hey, at the end of the day, it's cool. But let's get that question. I think Drew asked. I get that pull that question.
Yeah, I just saw that.
I just saw his question too.
Where's the question?
This you got a question for you guys. Is there really a ton?
Question for you guys: is it really talented draft class? If not, do you see both teams drafting back in the draft or trading back? I'm assuming he's saying. I'll let you take this one first. What are your thoughts? And I'll just steal your answer.
I mean, I think it's a really talented draft, but I don't think it's like astronomical talented. I think obviously we know about the quarterbacks. I mean, the receivers are really good. Offensive tackles is pretty good. But, I don't know. You can trade back in this draft. There's enough talent where if you were at a 24 like Dallas, you can trade back at a 29 and still be cool. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to my girl Queen for the $20 holla. Hey, ho, really appreciate the $20 holla on the feed. But I mean, I think it's one of them situations, Joe, where I think it's a lot of talent. This is a draft that you can trade back in, because I don't feel like you'll be hurt with it. But I will say this: I feel like that talent's going to get gobbled up real quickly. Like in the first 3 rounds, that talent's going to get gobbled up quickly. So that's why I feel like it's very advantageous that the Cowboys draft correctly, because guys are going to go quickly in this draft, and the guys are going early. So don't play around and in this draft like thinking, oh, he'll be around next round. Nope, don't play that game. These guys are going to go. And one thing I've noticed is a lot of receivers. I feel like I've been doing a lot of these mock drafts, and the receivers are going fast in this draft. They're going fast. So if you're trying to get that receiver, that's why I'm looking at Dallas like, let's see what y'all gonna do in free agency, because that's why free agency is so important, Joe. You feel me? That's why free agency is so important, because you get them guys. If you can get your defensive tackle who's well established, you can get your linebacker, you can get your running back. Like, you can get those things. It makes it luxury when you go in the draft and you don't feel like you have to reach. Because
Yeah.
when you feel like you have to go and reach for the need, you usually draft wrong. You usually get the wrong guy. You get what I'm saying? When it's just free and loose, and you're like, hey, we really took care of a lot of our stuff in free agency, so it's going to be a BPA. It's going to be a luxury pick. Let's go ahead and get that receiver and really make this, receiving core real nasty right now, since we went ahead and addressed this defense in free agency and filled the holes we needed. Now, when we get our defensive players, they don't have that pressure, i.e. Mozzie Smith, of he got to be the guy, because he's coming in and we don't have no defensive tackle besides Jonathan Hankins, and he's supposed to be the dude. And we know, just like you just seen with Jordan Davis, when you said people are mad at him, those guys usually take 2 to 3 years to develop.
Yeah. Facts. And yeah, chill out, Toxic. Be respectful. Be respectful. I know. Hey, shout out to your girl. She holding it down. I gotta say
I said,
that. She
yeah,
holding it down.
I'm watching it. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing it. Like, what's going on?
But no, yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I've said it before. I think that this draft is different from last year in the sense that there's not that top end talent. Like, you don't have the Bajan, you don't have the Aiden Hutchin. You don't really have that. There's a lot of good players, and there are like the first round, I wouldn't want to get out of. I will say that. I don't think it's that deep that you can just say, oh, we don't need a first round guy. I think that you still want to get yourself one of the best players in the draft in the first round, but I do want more like day 2, day 3 picks. I would love more third rounders, fourth rounders. I think that's where you'll really get some really, really good, talented players, and obviously there'll be steals. So I do think that this is a really, really talented draft, a really deep draft. But like I said, maybe not the top tier talent that you had last year, or those, generational can't miss type players. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. We'll take one last question, then we'll get out of here. Since Drew in your chat, you know what I'm saying? Drew in your chat. So he said, another question: out of all the 4 teams, in your opinion, who's trending up, who's trending down?
In our division?
I believe so. I don't think any of us are trending up, if I'm being honest.
No, I definitely don't feel like we are. I mean, if you look at our team, we're going to get gutted by the freaking Commanders with Dan Quinn. He's going to take at least 4 of our guys. You feel what I'm saying? That's really going to happen. So I would say, if you had anybody that would say trending up, I would say maybe Commanders. I feel like they are going to have that good first year. I don't feel like they're winning the division, but I feel like they're going to be greatly improved that first year. I feel like Dan Quinn, his first couple of years, he's good, and then it falls off. So I feel like they will be a competitive team, and they will push the Eagles and the Cowboys this year. Giants, they still got Daniel Jones. As long as they still have him and they feel like he's the guy that, moving forward, I feel like they're not trending up, because he's not that guy. Tyrod Taylor is better than him. In my opinion, Tyrod Taylor is better than Daniel Jones. And keep him, they're not winning. As long as they keep him there, he's not winning.
Yeah, I think that the truth is, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse, especially in the NFL. So I don't think that the Eagles or the Cowboys are really getting better. I think at the best, we're maybe moving sideways. You know what I'm saying right now? So you can make an argument we're getting worse. So I don't think anybody's trending up right now. I understand what you're saying about Washington, and I would agree with that. I mean, there's not much further down they can go. So you do have like a new coaching staff. You do have new hope. So you might have a new name by the next year. So yeah, I can see, Washington getting a little bit better, like you said, but I don't think anybody in the NFC East has really stepped up and said, all right, this is our offseason. I think we'll see it Monday, though. Monday to Wednesday, you'll start seeing rumors about whether the Eagles are, what they're trying to do, or what the, Cowboys are trying to do, even though the Cowboys don't seem to really want to do much, but it is what it is. Maybe this year it changes. Maybe it does. You never know.
I don't know. I mean, you know what? Like I said, I'm not going to just sit there and it's let me see. We've seen what it is. And you just seen Micah Parsons on his 5th-year option. The Cowboys put him at the defensive end instead of the linebacker to save $2.7 million and $3 million already. They didn't want to re-sign Tyron Smith. It looks like we'll see now with the money being up on with Zach Martin. But it seemed like they didn't meet. He was going to be a free agent. He was going to go somewhere else because they were basically saying the money wasn't working. So basically they were undercutting him again. So I don't know where, and we're still waiting on CeeDee Lamb. We're still waiting on Dak Prescott. So those still things are happening. And, they put in the air. Dallas picked up Carl Davis in free agency. They had him last year. You feel me? Eric Kendricks. I'm not mad at looking at him, but you get what I'm saying? It's just like y'all trying to sell these undersold players to Dallas, and I don't see where they're going to jump out and spend money.
Yeah.
There's so many free agents out here, dog, that can really change the team from one year to the next. And Dallas still ain't going to be no players in it. And they just going to sit there and let everybody get better. And then they get these few free agents and say, make it work. That's not how it works, man.
Yeah, I hope the Eagles don't do that. I as much as everybody's like, oh, y'all got Howie, he's aggressive, blah, blah, blah. I hope that he's aggressive this offseason. That's all I know, but I hope he's aggressive in the right ways, because the ways that we've been ignoring linebacker, ignoring running back, ignoring safety, we can't do it anymore. We can't keep on just putting Band-Aids. I know a lot of people from the outside look at the Eagles and be like, oh, they're aggressive. They'll go do whatever they got to do. But a lot of it is Band-Aids. A lot of it's makeup. You can't put makeup on a pig. It's still a pig at the end of the day. So I'm hoping that we do the right moves. Obviously, I know every team wants every fan wants their team to do the right moves. But we'll see what happens. Apparently, Derrick Henry bought a house in Dallas yesterday. So if y'all got Derrick Henry, I would be like, okay, these dudes trying to do a little something.
Man, I'm not mad at you getting a Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't buy any stock into that, though. Just because somebody bought a house in Texas, I don't buy any stock in that. But I feel like the Derrick Henry thing is kind of starting to become real because of, the situation. It might be, I'm hearing he might not be the right fit in Baltimore. And I feel like that could be the splash signing for the Cowboys. Only that's the shut up signing. I call them, Dallas does shut up signings, and they'll get that's a shut up signing. If they were to get Derrick Henry, people are gonna shut up and be geeked up. If they got Derrick Henry, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, we back, we about to win the Super Bowl." A lot of people are gonna start saying that. I'm not. I will be like, okay, let's see, because Dallas still gotta have a good line. Okay, you can have all the running backs you want, but if that line of scrimmage is not physical as we've seen, it don't matter who you have back there. So you got to make sure that line is together before you get in the Derrick Henry. So make sure your line's together before you get in the Derrick Henry and take care of that. Then I'll see if that's a little more exciting if your line play is together, because that line is it's just okay right now.
Yeah, that's where it starts. That's where it all starts, man. So it's gonna be fun. I'm excited, and I'm sure over this next week's Best Enemies is probably going to be insane, because there's going to be so much that happens over this week. This is what we've been waiting for, to be honest. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited for it, and I appreciate everybody in the chat, man.
You're gonna have to answer that from Joe. He asked who was the better cook, you or me, and I'm gonna give that to Joe.
Yeah, I love you, James. But
this dude is going to hibachi school, bro. Who for a living? I can't do that. But you know what? When I want to put so I put my heart into it, and when I cook, people do say that's some good food, dog. I really can't. I feel like if I really put the effort into it and really want to go at it all the time, yeah, I feel like I can definitely put in that work as a cook, because I put my heart into it, and I like seeing people happy. I like once I cook the product and I give it to them and they smiling and stuff, that makes me smile.
Yeah, give me a couple months. I'll give y'all like a video of me doing all my, tricks and all that good stuff at the table.
He be talking about it, but he ain't cook nothing over here.
I should have cooked. I should have saved you from what was it? Crystals in Alabama. I messed up about that, bro.
Bruh, you should have had something for me when I came in.
Next time, next event, I got you, brother. I got you. But let's get out of here, man. We've been here for over an hour. I appreciate everybody. Over 200 people in the chat the whole time. So that's dope. I appreciate y'all, man. You got anything you want to say to these beautiful people, James?
Just I appreciate everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? With draft season is right around the corner. Free agency is right there. I'm not going to say I'm excited, but I definitely want to see what's going to happen. I'm just going to actually, free agency is miserable to me because I'm going to see all these teams immediately get better. And Dallas is still going to be staying the same. And they're going to do that one shut up signing, and everybody's going to think that's the one. And I'm just going to just be frustrated. So free agency is just not fun to me anymore. I'm used to get excited about free agency, but it's not. I have to get excited about the draft. I have to get pumped up about the draft and see who they're going to pick in the draft because I know they're not going to do it in free agency. So, we'll see what happens in the draft. I just hate putting all that pressure on rookies. I don't feel like it's a good thing. Your team gets better instantly with the free agents and the draft, not the draft and the free agents.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And I think that's kind of why I wanted to do the going through the free agents and seeing who we wanted, because it has to be a perfect marriage. Has to be a nice little marriage of the two.
That's why they do free agency before the draft.
Exactly. So we'll see. I know you guys are a little bit doubtful about what your team's going to do, but it takes one trigger. It takes one thing and then everything changes. So you never know. You really never know. This could be the year that they're just like, all right, we're tired of this. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Jones might go to the doctor. He's like, bro, you like 94, figure it out. He's like, let me go all the way in. And so you never know. You really never know. The NFL is only getting better. The NFL is only getting more money. So, I don't want to give y'all hope, but you really never know. You really never know.
I'm sorry. I have no hope with free agency. I'm sorry. I just don't. And it's just going to be sad because this is a great free agent crop this year. It's a really good free agent crop. Players that can really just get your team really, really, really good, really, really fast. And it's like, if y'all really talking about doing it, and this is Mike McCarthy's last year, you only gave Mike Zimmer a 1-year deal. So why wouldn't you really be all in? Why wouldn't you really go hard with the free agent crop? Why wouldn't you try to really do that and take it to the next level? And so when you don't see that, to me, like I said, it's just a bunch of talk. And I feel like those things, along with everything else that goes around Dallas, that's why the failures happen. I don't feel like the failure happens due to talent. I don't feel like Dallas has any less talent than any of these teams. The failure is not due to talent. It's due to the other things that surround the talent.
Yeah. We'll see what happens next week. I want to invite everybody too, because we have 200 people in the chat still. If you are watching on wherever you're watching, leave a comment, leave a question, and we'll go through all the comments. Or if you want to DM us on Twitter, leave whatever comments, questions, topics, whatever you want us to cover. If we didn't talk about it today, we'll talk about it next week. I want to get you guys more involved because sometimes it's hard to read the chats during this because the chat kind of goes crazy sometimes. So definitely hit us up if you got anything you want us to talk about, any news that you see, and say, hey, you guys need to talk about this. We got your back. But other than that, y'all know we're going to be back next week. We're going to be killing it next week. I'm going to be stealing, some more picks from Dallas Cowboys Nation.
All day.
But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. I am Joe. That's my dog, James. And we are the best of enemies. Peace.
We're brothers. We're happy and we're